The title of this video sounds a little bit weird. Functions Maxima. What is that? It's a number of functions that start with the word maxima, and I'm going to show you what they are about. For that, we're going to start with this document. The functions maxima that I'm calling maxima, if you can get them from FX, Maxima plugin, and in alphabetical order will be like here: Maxima, Maxima Control, MaximaDefine, MaximaLog, and MaximaTakeover. But let's start with the function maxima. When you type the function maxima, parentheses, then you can type any command from Maxima in there and have it execute in SMath Studio. Of course, that means that you need to know Maxima. At this point, we don't know much about Maxima in SMath Studio, so the few examples that I have right here will be some simple examples. There's a function called expand in Maxima that is used to expand multiplications like this. If you do control dot, it only does this. It doesn't do anything. So that one's not working well. But there are other like the function factor. And what this is doing, I gotta apologize for that, is that over here, I'm gonna skip function maxima here. There's a function called Maxima Control. And one of the things that you could do is restart Maxima. And when you type Maxima Control restart equal restart complete, the result is equal restart complete. It will restart Maxima every time I have the opportunity to. So if I let me say that I'm going to rerun this. This command is saying, okay, substitute. That's the name of the function, substitute. Y minus 1 for x in the expression x squared plus y. If I do control dot, and then I trigger the start maxima. Okay, so that's what this command is doing. So in order to avoid seeing this, I'm going to eliminate these two lines. But basically, that's the idea of Maxima Control. And so what I did here is I took the value of x and replaced by y minus 1, which comes as minus 1 plus 1 squared. That's the function substitute. This function, so-called exponentialize, it takes definitions such as the hyperbolic sign and turns it into an exponential. You could try, for example, the sine of x, and that has to do with exponential of imaginary numbers, imaginary exponentials. And you could try the tangent of x here, and the hyperbolic tangent, and so on. So in order to use the function maxima, you need to know maxima commands, and so we're going to leave that at that point. And there's a function called MaximaDefine, and what it does, you need to provide a variable and then a definition. For example, here I'm trying to define a function or a matrix A and given by this matrix. Okay, so what I typed here was like MaximaDefine parentheses A comma control M for matrix 3 by 3 insert, and then start typing the numbers. And then when I'm done, I do control dot. This matrix A is defined only in Maxima. It's not defined in SMath Studio. If you try A equal, it gives you an empty stuff. So this is to be operated in the Maxima environment. So for example, then I use the function Maxima, because if I try determinant of A, it actually gives me a result because of Maxima. If I try determinant of A, it won't give me anything. This is SMath Studio because A has been defined in Maxima. So I actually have that determinant of A here using the function Maxima. I use the function eigenvalues and I get these 3 eigenvalues. This is just the repetition of each eigenvalue is only one time each. And if I try the function eigenvectors of A, I get the eigenvalues again and the corresponding eigenvectors. And so that's we look at function Maxima, MaximaDefine, Maxima Control, although I have to erase that. And then I'm going to talk about MaximaTakeover. The function diff, which is available in the Maxima plugin, works just like the function diff in SMath Studio. This, remember, is diff, tq, t, control dot. So these two are produce the same result. But if you try to do an integral in Maxima, the indefinite integral works fine. The integral of the cube t is t4 over 4. But in SMath Studio, it just gives you another integral. So this is a situation where you could have the function Maxima take over so that the function int in SMath Studio is taken over and handled by Maxima. In that case, if you type, if I say integral of, in this case, we have the example with the cube. I'm going to do 1 divided by 1 plus x squared, comma, x, control dot, is the arctangent of x. So Maxima is doing these calculations for you. So the advantage of having this Maxima takeover int is that now you have available all kind of indefinite integrals to work with. Let's try another one here. Integral of x times ln of x, comma, x, control dot, give you that result. Okay. And another example of Maxima takeover is Maxima takeover sum. It's because the sum before the takeover, SMath Studio sum for example, this one right here produces no result. But if you say from this point on sum is handled by Maxima, then this summation does produce a result. The final Maxima command I wanted to discuss is called MaximaLog. And if I say MaximaLog all, it tells you to give you a summary of all the stuff we've been doing in the last few minutes there in Maxima, like if you were typing this in Maxima. I've been doing a lot of exercises in preparation of this thing, this video, so there's a lot of operations that be handled there in Maxima. And so the couple of functions that are no longer in there will be Maxima Control and MaximaLog. There's a couple of more functions that that belong into the Maxima plugin, and those are Maxima plugin here, draw 2D and draw 3D. Now for this one you need to know a little bit about Maxima graphics. And so we're going to leave that for a future video, and we're going to stop talking about Maxima plugin with this video, and we'll conclude this video